With the goal of getting back to a true all-22 coaching video, where all 22 players on the field dictate to the filmer where they should be panning, tilting, and zooming for each play, I set out to review every NFL team's videographer for the 2025 NFL season. Searching for the best of the best, I have ranked the 32 filmers by grading their games play by play. Of course, they are all expected to give 110% for their team, and you will find the top 5 filmers are approaching that currently. Here they are in no particular order to start. The Baltimore Ravens. With an average score of 80.7% and a high of 89.10, the Ravens come in at number 28 on this list. They have a very high press box filming location, as do most NFL teams, so every small decision to stay tight to the players will lead to less grass and more football. Take a look at the grading video from Week 9 to see where it made a difference for the Baltimore Ravens in 2025. Here's another extreme filming location with a very tight zoom window for keeping up with all the action on the field. That being said, the Cowboys filmer is very good at recognizing the changes and adjusting accordingly. This camera operator improved over the course of the season, and they regularly graded in the mid to high 90s, with bonus for excellent plays around half of the plays. This resulted in an average of 95.02% and a high of 99.49%. Good enough to rank number 15 on this list. See it for yourself in the video from Week 9 against the Cardinals. Edging out the Cowboys at number 14, the Bengals scored an average of 95.96% and a high grade of 97.81%. Similarly to Dallas, Cincinnati uses the overhead filming angle to their advantage, delivering all 22 coaching video very consistently. However, the outdoor stadium creates a new layer of challenges for this filmer with extreme light and shadows to contend with. Overall, they are able to handle these issues like a professional and still execute at a high level, with an excellence bonus usually around 50% of plays. Coming in at the number 7 spot is the Chicago Bears. The Bears filmer improved alongside the team in 2025 with an average of 98.68% and a high of 103.15%. Likely benefiting from a lower filming angle than most stadiums, this videographer capitalized on the advantage with a 58% excellence bonus through controlled camera manipulation and decisive actions. With players and coaches able to continue to make evaluations and improvements with video this good, I can only expect the Bears will be even better in 2026. Number 24 on the list is the Houston Texans. With an average score of 82.08% and a game-high grade of 92%, this Houston team could benefit from seeing more detail in evaluations, and the video showing less grass and more football. You can see examples of where those improvements can be made in the video from Week 4 against the Tennessee Titans. Great googly moogly, it's the Kansas City Chiefs at number 16. Very consistently in the mid-90s range with an average score of 94.36% and a game-high grade of 95.89%. The Chiefs are very comfortable filming at Arrowhead Stadium. This filmer has to be ready for anything, and they're able to keep up with the changes every step of the way. At times, they go wider than needed and players get smaller than recommended. Very intriguing to see what is in store for KC for 2026. Number 31 is the Indianapolis Colts. There are some really great plays here and there, but for the most part, the plan is to stay out wide and zoom out from there, which is not a recommended strategy. With an average of 64.84% and a game-high grade of just over 80%, the Colts would benefit from seeing more detail in their all-22 evaluations, with less grass and more football. The Washington Commanders. Coming in at number 17, the Commanders filmer made some great improvements over the 2025 season and looking pretty solid by the last home game. The Commanders finished with an average of 93.66% and a game-high grade of 98.59%. This filmer can find a few areas to tighten up around the edges and continue to improve their All-22 video for 2026. The Patriots at number 13 finished 2025 with an average score of 96.22% and a game-high grade of 100.24%. Overall, the Pats came in with some decent NFL All-22 footage, with opportunities to improve across the board and small, simple fixes that will make a big difference in coaching sessions. Number 29 on the list, but number 1 in our hearts, the Cleveland Browns finished 2025 with an average score of 76.74% and improved every game of 2025 with a game-high grade of 88.12%. The Browns filmer remains conservative and giving plenty of space for players to move around within the frame, but it often results in far more space than is needed on any given play. This team can benefit from a less is more approach. Where there is less open grass in your shot, there will be more football to evaluate and improve for your next game. Can they have nice things in Tennessee? Yup. At number 10 on this list, the Tennessee Titans filmer came through for this team with a 97.55% average and a high grade at 101.13%. This filmer continued to make improvements throughout 2025 and room to improve for the upcoming season. The best thing they can do for their team this season is to tighten up, and the rest of the team will follow. All hail the New York Giants. Although they are number 18 on this list currently, I'm convinced that the Giants will continue to evaluate and improve from their 2025 All-22 video. With an average score of 93.46% and a game-high grade of 98.63%. The opportunity is there to drop the ref and keep the safety, which will be a huge benefit to their 2026 game film evaluations. Right on the Giants' heels at number 19, the New Orleans Saints finished up with an average game grade of 92.78%. with a game-high grade of 98.28%. The Saints have opportunities to find the farthest player on each side of the frame and stay tight to the edges on every play. Looking forward to seeing what the Black and Gold video crew can do to help their team for 2026. At number 6, the Carolina Panthers filmer is showing up every day. There is a whole lot of really great video coming from the Panthers film crew and a great basis for coaches and players to evaluate and make necessary changes. A game-high grade of 104.28% and a bonus, excellent 72% of the plays. The Panthers averaged a score of 98.69% for the 2025 season. Looking for big things from Carolina for 2026. The Fin, scoring an average 96.80%, with a game-high grade of 100.62% is good enough for the Miami video to rank 11 on this list. The camera movements are smooth, the picture quality is sharp, and aside from a few areas where the filmer can stay tighter on the action, this video is very usable for coaches' evaluations and game planning in Miami. The Green Bay Packers, number 21. 89.39% average and nothing but improvement through 2025, ending up with a game-high grade of 99.25%. Getting better every day is what it is all about, and this filmer modeled that for his team. Or maybe the team modeled it and the video crew responded. Either way, the video plays a part in it and the pack is coming in hot for 2026. Right behind them at number 22 is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, with an average 88.65% The Bucks' game high came mid-season with a score of 95.61%. There is always room to improve, and I would expect the Tampa Bay video department is making those improvements this offseason and preparing for a great run in 2026. The New York Jets finished number 32 with a 56% average and a game high of 64.30%. With room to improve in every area of all-22 filming, it would make sense to get back to basics and work through a systematic process of rebuilding the plan for filming from the ground up. With the right changes, the Jets can soar through 2026 with the foundation for success in coaching sessions and player evaluations. Any improvement starts and ends with good video, so starting by improving all 22 video is step one. Number 20 comes swooping in with a 92.31% average. The Philadelphia Eagles' game high grade of 99.69% showed where the team was excelling and where the team can improve. The all-22 video can improve by staying tighter to the action and preserving more detail for the players to see individual efforts and any adjustments that need to be made for the coming week. With the right corrections, this Eagles videographer can show their team even more of what will make them successful on the field. Staying tighter goes a long way for the 49ers at number 24. Average grade 85.79% with a game high grade of 95.44%. On the upside, the filmer is responding to the movement of all 22 players. But with a propensity to stay out a little wider, players can start to look really small really quick. The camera movement is smooth, the picture quality is sharp, but zooming out even slightly more than necessary at Levi Stadium will result in extra grass, extra crowd, extra space in general. Overall, the goal is less grass, more football, and I'm sure the 49ers are looking to do exactly that for 2026. The Dirty Birds, number 27. In 2025, the Falcons ended up with an average of 81.06% and a game high grade of 88.82%. The struggle in San Fran is the same for the filmers in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. With extreme height and speed, small changes result in big differences for your football team. When the filmers can stay tight and keep up with the players and schemes, it will have an impact on your team's evaluations and game planning. In 2025, the videographer for the Falcons consistently stayed out wider than what was needed, and there is room to improve for the 2026 season. At number 9, the Chargers have some fantastic film from 2025. With an average of 98.16% and a game high grade of 105.22%. The Bolts have some video that is spot on, so good, and on occasion can stay a little bit tighter to preserve that detail for players and coaches to review and game plan for their upcoming opponent. This will serve this Los Angeles team each week as they look to put together a playoff run and a hopeful Super Bowl contender. Speaking of Super Bowl contenders, the Detroit Lions at number 23 can add to their team's chances with improved video for 2026. With an average score of 86.74% and a high of 90.3%. The Lions can make the most of their forward field perch by getting tight and staying tight on each play. More details for the players to see and more opportunities for coaches to make the right adjustments for the upcoming week. Denver, number 30. The Broncos have some really good looking video at times, but Mile High Stadium tends toward mile high footage. As if the camera gets stuck on zooming out until it can't go any farther from the players on the field, resulting in more of everything else than the actual game. Finishing up with an average of 74.98% and a game high grade of 80.39%. The footage was consistently inconsistent from one play to the next. Sometimes we stay in tight to see more details, and other times entire sections of the crowd accompany the players on the field with no justification for it. On the flip side is Jacksonville at number 8. Some of my favorite game film to review from 2025. Consistently had one of the highest excellent bonuses of any team in the league, with an average of 98.22% and a game high of 103.97%. The Jags stayed as tight as anyone at times, but staying tight at the expense of losing a player from either side of the frame is costly. If the Jaguars videographer can address this one issue moving forward, it is expected that they could be in the top 5 of all NFL filmers this season. At number 26 is the Minnesota Vikings, averaging 82.03% and a game-high grade of 97.93%. The Vikings can sound the horn for their team by continuing to stay tighter on pass plays and excelling in run recognition. This allows for more detail and information for adjustments and improvements by coordinators and players. Very excited to see if this team can continue the high note that they went out on last season, and the role that the team videographers can play each week. Buffalo, yeah, solid. Number 12, with an average of 96.65% and a game-high grade of 103.22%. The Bills filmer had some really good-looking All-22 footage, with some corrections and improvements that can be made for 2026. When it's good, it looks really, really good. But as with all of us, can get better results with a few tweaks in the right areas and the proper process for the upcoming season. And now to the top 5. Number 5, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I had to do a double check after seeing the steal in the top 5. This filmer made significant improvements after their first home game and continued for the rest of 2025. Sometimes being at the top of the list isn't about being the best, but simply limiting mistakes. If a correction is needed, it's minor or seldom, but preferably both. Showing up and getting the job done for your team and letting them do the rest to improve for the next week. That's it. With a game-high grade of 104.42% and an average of 100.56%. Number 4, the Seattle Seahawks. Of course, if you're going to win a Super Bowl, you need to see what you are doing on the field and where you need to improve for the next week. The Seahawks video crew is showing them exactly that. With a game-high grade of 105.98% and an average 100.73%, the Seattle filmer can continue to show up for this team and deliver championship caliber video for their 2026 run. Number 3, the Los Angeles Rams. This was personally my favorite team to watch for All-22 review. And why wouldn't it be? With the highest game grade clocking in at 106.86%, I can see how useful this video would be to a team with, say, top tier coaching and skills positions across the board. So yeah, the Rams with an average 102.26% are going to be a team to watch for 2026 to see how they can capitalize on the tools they have available and make the most of every down, every play, and every game this season. Number 2, the Las Vegas Raiders. Wow, the information this filmer provides is gold for the black and silver. This video was remarkably consistent, with notable improvements after the first home game, and near perfect filming from that point forward. A game-high grade of 106.04% and an average of 104.87%. When there are areas where they can tighten up, the footage is measured, controlled, and completely usable to coaches and players in review sessions. For this and other reasons, I will be paying attention to this team in 2026. Number 1, the Arizona Cardinals. If the goal is staying as tight as possible on every play, this filmer has it on lock. With a game-high grade of 106.15% and an average of 105.46%, and the highest single excellent bonus at 93%. Not that the video is perfect on every play, but found it to be perfect more often than not. And that proves the point. There's nothing keeping this process from being perfect every play. It comes down to the person behind the camera, controlling it to perfection based on the actions of every single player on the field, showing less grass and more football every single time. You can review the Cameraman Grades videos for each of these top 5 teams and see for yourself. Or check into the details on any of these teams' All-22 video to find out more on how they graded the way they did and what improvements can be made. Getting better every day starts with video, and that goes for the videographers as well. For more information about how you can improve your team's coaching video, you can contact me directly at cameramangrades@gmail.com. Until then, this is Cameraman Grades.